you? I hope you're doing fine. Today I will show you an interesting video about perpendicular bisectors. But first, let's see our objectives. Our first objective is to construct three perpendicular bisectors of three sides of a triangle. Our second objective is to determine the center of circle circumscribed about a triangle. Let's recall some information. A perpendicular bisector is a line that divides a segment into two equal parts, making a right angle with it. Let's do an exercise. We have a line segment RS equal 10 centimeters. We have to draw a perpendicular bisector for RS. I will give you some time so that you can solve it alone. When you finish, you can play the video again. Now let's do it together. We will use a set square and a ruler. Let's see our steps. Our first step is to locate the midpoint of RS with a ruler. Let's call that midpoint M. So we bring the ruler, we set it on RS, and we notice that RS equal 10 centimeters, so we have to find half of 10 is 5. So here we will put our midpoint M. We don't forget to put these marks, which indicates that RM equal MS. Now our first step has finished. Now let's see our second step. We have to draw a perpendicular line to RS passing through M using a set square. So we bring a set square and we draw using pencil a perpendicular line. We notice that this perpendicular line passes through M, the midpoint of RS. So our second step is finished. Now let's do another exercise. We have to construct three perpendicular bisectors relative to the side of triangle M and P. I'll give you some time so that you can solve that exercise alone. You can pause the video and then play it again. Now let's do it together. We have to draw three perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisector for NP, perpendicular bisector for MN, and the third perpendicular bisector for MP. Let's start for NP. We bring the ruler. We have to locate the midpoint first. So it is 15 centimeter. Half of 15 is 7.5. So our midpoint will be here. We don't forget to put the marks. Now we have to draw a perpendicular line passes through A. We bring the set square and we draw a perpendicular line. So we get the first perpendicular bisector. It is for NP. Now for MN, so this has finished. Now for MN, again we bring the ruler, we put it on MN. MN is 14, half of 14 is 7, so we put our midpoint on 7. We don't forget the marks. Now we bring the set square and we draw a perpendicular line. Now this step is finished. The third perpendicular bisector for MP, the same way. We bring a ruler. It is 10 centimeters. Half of 10 is 5. We put our midpoint. Then we bring set square and we just draw a perpendicular line for MP passing through C. Our third step is finished. So how many perpendicular bisectors can we draw in one triangle? We have noticed that we can draw three perpendicular bisectors for the three sides of a triangle. Notice O is on the perpendicular bisector of NP on the red line. Notice O is on the red line. So ON equal OP. Let's notice also that O is on the perpendicular bisector of MN, which is that yellow perpendicular bisector. So ON equal OM. By comparison, ON equal OP and ON equal OM, so OP equal OM. And we can conclude that ON equal OP equal OM. ON equal OM equal OP. Now we have a triangle M and P with three perpendicular bisectors relative to its three sides. Notice that the three perpendicular bisectors are concurrent, which means that they intersect at one point, which is O. The three perpendicular bisectors intersect at point O. They are concurrent. So O seems to be important for M and P triangle. So what's O? O is the center of the circle circumscribed about the triangle M and P. Okay, what does circle circumscribed about a triangle mean? A circle circumscribed about a triangle is a circle that passes through all vertices of that triangle. So in our case here, if we have a circle circumscribed about a triangle M and P, so that circle must pass through all vertices of M and P, through N, through M, and through P. Now let's draw that circle, which is of center O and radius OM or ON or OP, because they are equal. We bring the compass and we draw that circle. That was so much precise. Notice that the circle of center O passes through all vertices of triangle M and P. It passes through M and N and P. Now we have final exercise. You have to construct the circle circumscribed about a triangle ABC. I will give you some time so that you can solve it alone. You can pause the video and then play it again when you have finished. Now let's do it together. Our steps here, we have to draw a perpendicular bisector for the side AB, and then a perpendicular bisector for AC, and then perpendicular bisector for BC, and finally we have to construct the circle circumscribed about triangle ABC. Let's do our first step. This is a perpendicular bisector for AB. Our first step is finished. Now the second step, draw a perpendicular bisector for AC, also finished. And now perpendicular bisector for BC, finished. We notice that they intersect at point O. They are concurrent. Now we have to construct the circle circumscribed about a triangle ABC. It must pass through A and B and C. If it didn't pass through one of them, we have a problem here. Let's see. Yes, it was so much precise. It passes through A and B and C, and now our fourth step is finished. We have studied today drawing a perpendicular bisector, constructing three perpendicular bisectors relative to three sides of a triangle, determining the center of the circle circumscribed about a triangle, drawing the circle circumscribed about a triangle. I hope you enjoyed the video and understood the lesson. For further information, you can ask your teacher. Please don't forget to solve exercise 5, page 77 on the book. Thank you. Bye.